Hey everybody, what's up? This is America's Got Podcasts. I'm Cody Mims here with Cody Patterson.
Hello.
And we just started getting into the live shows, obviously, and we're very excited to talk about that. What'd you think of this one overall?
I thought overall this was a good episode.
Yeah, I thought this was sort of like last week's in that there were high highs and low lows, but maybe even more so.
Yeah, I think we're at the point now where we should be seeing the cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting exciting. I mean, it's hard to see people go in the judges' cuts, but it does make for a better episode.
Yeah, yep, sure does.
So in the beginning of this one, Nick said some stat about like 70 million people watched the auditions. Did you catch that?
I didn't catch that. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I thought that was wild, but that's so cool. I'm glad the show's so popular.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, act-wise, the first act we saw was Jana Brown, and I thought this was really, really good. I thought you rarely have singers sounding so technically perfect when it comes to these live show rounds, so I was very impressed.
Yeah, she did an excellent job. I was really impressed with her. Once again, she knocked it out of the park with the "Make It Rain" by Ed Sheeran.
Mm-hmm. Um, I thought it would have benefited her if the vocals were mixed higher. Sometimes the mixing of these live acts seems a little weird, but I mean, everyone could hear how good she sounded, I think.
Yeah, she sounded really good to me. There was another act in particular. It sounded like the mic wasn't adjusted just right, or the mixing wasn't just right, and we'll talk about that act when we get to it.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was really good. I gave her 2 of my 10 allotted votes per act, so yeah, I was impressed by this one.
Good. Yeah, I really enjoyed this act.
And the next one we saw was Hara. I liked how his intro opened with him just complaining about America, but yeah, he went back to projections for this act. What did you think of this performance?
I really liked this one. I loved how he rode on a dragon. Now he's considering himself a magician. Is he more in the projectionist category now?
Yeah, that's why it was so weird to see this one. It's hard to know where he stands, and that I think is my biggest problem with this act.
You don't know which he actually is a magician or a projectionist.
Yeah, well, it seems like sort of an identity crisis. Like, I don't like that he's doing all of this magic, like, in the shadows. Like, we can barely see it, and it doesn't look that impressive to me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I really liked the Harrowwood.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I had him on kind of the fence of going to the next round.
Okay. I thought this one was fine. I don't think he's really the best projectionist that we've seen, and again, I didn't really like his magic, so I didn't throw many votes or anything. But
Yeah.
then we saw Outlaws. Again, about their intro. I've commented before that like I liked how they had sort of a casual energy, but I don't know why they pride themselves on that so hard. It seems like they were really proud of that, and it was a little over the top for me. And it's worth noting also that this act does have sort of a resume. They've competed in competitions and won before, not anything like America's Got Talent, but dancing and stuff. So that was interesting. What did you think about their performance?
I thought it started out okay with the kind of Ghostbusters theme coming out of the subway with their little proton packs, steam coming out of their Ghostbuster throwers, and then it went and got real cheesy. They started doing Super Freak. They did the Michael Jackson Lean In.
Mm-hmm.
These guys look like they're having a lot of fun, and I think that they are having a lot of fun. But this is not a Vegas $1 million act.
Yeah,
There are other dancing acts that are much better than these guys.
yeah. You're right. It was a little bit silly. That ghost projection that they had, that the camera sort of lingered on, really made me laugh.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, I didn't think this was that refined this time, and their casualness doesn't seem like an asset anymore.
yeah. I thought it was real funny. I think it was Mel B that asked one of them if he was injured.
Uh huh.
That just seems to be kind of a joke that's been going around the whole week. Is this kid being quote injured according to
Yeah.
Mel B?
Uh huh.
But
Also, this felt like it was the longest performance of the night so far. I don't know if that's just because I didn't like it very much or what, but it seemed like it went on for a really long time.
yeah, I didn't really pay attention to the length of it.
Yeah.
But I did not have them going through the next round.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Simon is actually being harsh for once. This was sort of the one of the acts where he really let him have it, and then afterwards he sort of continued that train for the next few acts, I think. So that was refreshing to see.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's annoying when he's judging all of the other judges, though. He's so harsh to Mel B and everything. But anyway, the next act we saw was musicality. Um, I just thought this was really weird. Did you get in sort of a vibe like that from this
I
act?
didn't get no, I didn't get a weird vibe at all. I thought it was a very good, uh, very sharp performance. I
Really?
really liked it. Yeah,
Okay.
I really liked it. What did you find weird about it?
I thought it was an odd vocal texture, and the song that they picked was sort of electronic originally. And also, the whole time, I was sort of just wondering, what does this song mean to them? Because lyrically, it seemed to fit their whole thing a lot less than the other ones did. Just everything seemed like a weird choice to me, and I'm thinking like this must not have translated to TV well at all, or maybe it just didn't translate to my eardrums at all. Because I thought this didn't really sound very good, but it seems like everybody else did. So
Yeah, this is One Last Time by Ariana Grande. I'm not really familiar with this song at all. But
yeah,
you're saying it's more of an electronic type song?
yeah, it's got some synthy backgrounds that we couldn't really hear in this arrangement. I guess it's not a big deal, but it seems like a weird pick for them.
Okay. Heidi did say this is the best that she's ever heard from them.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah.
But you liked it?
I thought it was okay. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I had them going on to the next round. I thought they did a fine job.
Cool, cool.
I still think they need to lose the. I still don't think they need the director, but
Yeah. He's always looks so happy when he's conducting them too.
yeah, he does. It's a great story, and it's great that he's brought them all together to do this. Um, I just don't think they need him during the performance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Next up was Lori Mae Hernandez, and I have some pretty strong feelings on this act. But what did you think of it?
I was very disappointed in this act. I'm actually starting to get a little numb to election jokes.
Yep.
I've seen people refer to this as like a Jay Leno monologue.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, it didn't do anything for me at all.
Yeah, I thought this whole thing was just pandering, starting with like the very beginning. In her intro video, she was watching Howie Mandel videos on her computer. It's like I think really she's just sort of trying to play the audience with this whole political strategy because it was like the one thing about her audition that really sort of took off, and she tried being topical again in the next round. So it seems like she's clinging to that for dear life, and it'll be really interesting to see how it works out for her. But overall, I hated this act.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Howie Mandel stand up that she was watching. 'Cause I made a note of that as well. That if she's watching Howie Mandel stand up from the '90s, that stuff is not safe for kids.
Really?
So yeah, yeah, it's not. I think a lot of it was HBO, Showtime,
Oh, okay.
type stand up, and it's not personally not something that someone that age should be watching.
Yeah, I was unaware of that. But this whole thing, I don't know, I was just sort of cringing. She was like talking about how she was so well informed and educated because she reads the news, and it really just comes down to basic, like, bottom level Trump jokes.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was to me as well.
Yeah.
Simon called her edgy, cool, and current,
Eh,
but she needs to come up with some new material.
yeah. By the time she was doing the Bernie Sanders impression, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Yeah.
Also, just a small note: every comedy act that comes on this show has like a little musical cue when they walk out. I'm sure the show makes them do that, but if I was doing it, I would get rid of it. It seems bad for momentum.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah. Anyway, there's that act. Um, Again, it'll be interesting to see how this works for her because I guess she's losing a lot of the voting populace, but also probably gaining a lot that's like emotionally fueled. I don't know. How far do you see her going?
I would say the next round might be it, but since it's America voting, she might get a lot of those political type people that just want to keep her in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, next was an act I liked quite a bit more with Deadly Games.
Yes.
I thought this was drama to the max. I'm super glad that they had a microphone on the woman too. That was a smart choice. I liked hearing what she was telling him.
Yes, they kicked it up a notch on this act.
Yeah. You could even tell that she was so nervous with the zoom ins and everything. The cinematography on this act is always great, but this was a wonderful performance to watch. I thought it was very genuine and awesome, and I was so nervous, and it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. What else can they do after this though?
Yeah, I don't know. I understood Mel's criticism about how she ducked at the end. Like, I don't know if that was. It was sort of unclear that was going to happen, so it wasn't a great presentation move in my eyes, but the whole thing was pretty much stellar except for that.
Yeah, I was curious if that was a planned thing as well, or if he was off and she had to duck.
Yeah, I think it was planned, but I don't know what they wanted us to think, I guess.
Right.
So I gave them 8 votes because I like that one a lot. Favorite act of the night, actually. Um,
Yeah.
and then we saw John Dorenbos.
Yep.
I wasn't a fan of this, but what do you think?
I kind of saw through this act. I was a little intrigued early on,
Mm-hmm.
and then as it kind of went on, and then at the very end when he revealed the drawings, I kind of saw through this act. I don't think it's his best act that he's done so far.
Yeah, and I think he kind of messed up how he's drawing too. I think he thought it was Simon's at first, and he didn't cover it very well.
Yeah.
What do you think was going on here? Do you think someone put the predictions in the bag while it was off screen, or what?
That's what I'm thinking of is that bag was kind of hidden somewhere and
Yeah.
someone did the drawings and yes and stuck that envelope way down in the bag so that they couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
His presentation is really good. I really enjoy his energy and his presentation, but as far as the act the magic itself, it wasn't the best that he's done.
Okay. I thought this act was sort of confusing, actually, but I don't know. That might just be the trick. I don't know how you can lay that out very smoothly. Um, I don't know. The simple fact is, I'm really never impressed by this guy. So I hope he pulls something else out. But he's not
Yeah.
my favorite magician right now. The whole time I was just thinking, give me the Rubik's cube guy. So
That's right. Yep. No, you're right. He's probably not the best magician. I still like pretty much every magician that's in. Of the magicians, he's probably close to the bottom.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. We don't have that many this year, right? We have a few jugglers.
Yeah, a few jugglers, and depending on if you want to consider Hara a
Oh yeah.
magician, we probably have what, maybe 4 or 5
Uh
in
huh.
the bunch.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So
Next, we saw Daniel Joyner. I love this guy's personality. I think he's just kind of adorable, honestly. When he said he was going steady with that girl, like, oh my gosh. Um, as for his performance, it was fine. I thought doing the song that he picked was sort of like doing a Queen song, but easy mode. It wasn't the most vocally challenging. What did you think?
this is the one that I thought that the mic or somebody in up in the booth didn't have his mic. It just didn't sound right.
Okay.
Something about his voice just didn't sound good. I mean, it didn't sound right. I'm not saying it was bad. It's just didn't sound right. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
I thought the song choice was all right. It has a lot of energy. I can understand why he chose it. It may not have been the right one for him. but I think he's fine. I think musicality is better than him. So I didn't have him going through the next round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought Simon said it best. I mean, this guy's, I mean, what a lollipop.
Yes, that was funny.
Yeah. So, next up was my favorite act so far. Well, not the favorite of tonight, but the one I was most excited to see. It was Tape Face. I was so excited from his intro. I was on it. He shook his head for so long. I thought that was funny as it was fading away from him. But what did you think of this performance? And how do you feel about Tape Face up to this point?
I love Tape Face. I think he is one of my favorite acts of the entire show. I loved this performance when Unchained Melody broke out with him behind Heidi. I almost fell out of my chair. It was so funny. And then the thing with Nick and the sunglasses was all right. Nick didn't seem like he knew what was going on, but it was still funny that Tape Face would have Danger Zone, and then Nick would have Like a Virgin.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite acts.
Yeah, I sort of felt, I guess, the opposite. I like the part with Nick more. Um, I listened to this guy on a podcast a while ago, and a big part of his act is the people on stage not knowing what's going on, but not in a way that's like making fun of them. Like, he has one trick, or if you could call it that, where he like is sort of motioning for the guy on stage to grab a microphone, but the microphone is like placed in such a way that the audience can see that that's what he's telling him to do, but the person on stage can't. So it's sort of weird stuff like that. It kind of has me worried for if this stuff will work as well with an American audience. But yeah, I was very excited for this. I liked it a lot. I gave him 5 votes.
Now, is he from Sweden? I mean,
He's
where
from the
exactly
UK.
He is from the UK. Okay, I couldn't remember exactly where he's from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it's ever been covered on the show, but he's from the UK with a very impressive comedy resume.
Okay. Simon keeps comparing him to Mr. Bean.
Yeah. I've never seen Mr. Bean doing stand-up, but I suppose that's appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Bean's just more the it's all animated act comedy,
Mm-hmm.
where he doesn't speak, that type of comedy.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess they're both mimes in a way.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I hope he does well in the future. I don't know. We should go over at this point. I don't actually know what the results are, so just for anyone wondering why I'm so confused. But yeah, I hope this works well and he shines like a bright diamond. I don't know what I'm saying. Next up was Dorothy Williams. So it looked like she was on their clairvoyance swing. I don't know. What do you think of this act?
I was really disappointed in this act.
Uh-huh. Did you have high hopes for her?
I did not have any hopes for her at all. I think it's great that a 90-year-old can get out there and dance. I think that's fabulous. But for Nick to put this act through that's taking a place of another act that probably deserved to be in this place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's another great story. She danced to Sing Sing Sing, but of course she was just kind of moving about. Um, that's about it. I didn't have any hopes. I was not looking forward to this act at all.
Yeah.
She did uh, the twirlies again, like she did in her audition.
Yeah. We got it over with in the first round. I was kind of no thanks for this whole thing. There was a hilarious shot of Nick, though. It was just he had a totally blank face.
I know.
I'm going to try to get a screenshot of it for the show notes. But, yeah, that was the best part of this act. I was not impressed by it.
I did read, I think it was on Reddit, someone said that Nick pressed the golden buzzer as a joke and didn't think that it would actually get aired. Now, I haven't been able to find anything to back that up.
Okay.
But that would kind of make sense that he was just doing it as a joke and didn't think that it would actually happen.
Yeah. Well, whatever the story may be, next was a wild card, Sila Sveta. throughout this, I was wondering, did these acts make their own music? Because I didn't. I mean, I didn't recognize this track. I don't think I've recognized any of their previous tracks, but I don't know. You seem to be the resident music expert around here. What do you think?
I'm not for sure if they do their own music or not.
Okay.
I'm just really not for sure.
Okay. Well, I thought this was pretty cool. I thought it was better than the judges thought. I liked how they went with a cube this time, and I thought they really nailed the digital aesthetic. What did you think?
I was on the fence with this one. I thought it was okay. One thing I'm wondering as well, do these type acts, I'm assuming they look different in person than they do on TV.
Sure.
Because in HD, I could definitely see that there was a box and that there was, uh, how the projection was working and all that type stuff. Now, if this was on a standard definition 10 years ago, it might have been a little different. And I'm not sure if people in the audience can see the things as clearly as we can see in HD. So it kind of lost some of the magic for me because it pulled back the curtain. I could see the strings basically
Oh,
in
okay.
this act, and the act as a whole. And I think even Simon said he didn't like it. It didn't really do much for me either.
Yeah. Well, the audience was very meh about it also. I guess they don't really have much of an emotional story or anything, and I guess it sort of appealed to me because I'm a bit of a tech nerd, but yeah, I like this. I gave him 4 votes.
Okay. Um, Now this was an act that we saw in auditions, didn't get the golden buzzer, did not go to judges' cuts, and now all of a sudden they're in the live shows.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what happened there, and maybe that's as well for us, the audience. We don't have a story to go with this group because we haven't seen them in so long. They didn't get a golden buzzer, so it's just
Yeah, I thought that would be covered in their intro video, but they didn't say anything about why they weren't in judges' cuts.
no. I didn't see anything.
But they were technically one of the 3 wild cards, so.
Yes.
Um. Anyway, next was Laura Breton. I've heard that she has previously won a Got Talent show. Do you know anything about that?
I'm not aware of that. I haven't seen that anywhere.
Okay, I can't confirm at the time, but anyway, I thought she had a very powerful voice, and it wasn't bad. I was a lot more impressed with this than her audition.
Yeah, it was very good. She reminds me of Jackie Ivanko.
Okay.
As far as being the child opera singer. I would really like to see them together at some point. Maybe if she goes through far enough, they'll bring Jackie back,
Oh, sure. For the
and they
finals,
could
yeah, I could definitely see
maybe,
that
yeah,
happening.
that'd be great to see Jackie again and have her sing along with Laura.
Uh huh.
Um, yeah, I thought she did a fantastic job.
Okay. Yeah, I gave her 3 votes myself. I liked it a lot. I mean, I don't know if I'd see it for even an hour, but it was fun to watch. She has a good voice.
Yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
That was the last act of the night, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
They had this message. It was like R.I.P. This guy named Civi Small. I looked him up, and he's a producer on the show. So
Okay, well,
just a sad little tidbit, I guess.
yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Sorry to bring down the mood.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, I saw the first part of this results show, but first, tell me, I must know, did they do the thing that I hate so much, which is revealing the final result in the last 10 seconds of the show?
In the result of the live show or in the result show?
The results show.
Yes, they did. What they did is they brought 3 acts forward that finished sixth, seventh, and eighth in the voting.
Was this the Duncan save or
This
something?
is the Duncan save.
Okay.
Yes, they brought them forward, and that was Deadly Games, Hara, and Lori Mae Hernandez, not in any particular order. Then they allowed America to vote on which one of those 3 was going to go on to the next round. Whatever was left of the other 2 would then be a judge's vote.
Okay.
So for half of the results show, they had the voting available for those 3 acts. And then during the rest of the show, they would then announce who the other acts were that we're going to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So as we're going through the results, I can go through the results with you if you want.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's just talk about the end later, I guess. But I was just wondering,
Okay.
like, the thing I hate that this show does the most is that they say the last result right as the show is ending, so there's no commentary from the judges on it at all.
Yes, and that's what they did, and that was the last results were because of those dunk and save 3
Okay.
people.
I just hate that so much. Like, they even do it on the very last round when the winner is announced. It's just like, here's the name. All right, go home.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do like an hour-long roundtable or something, but I guess that's why we have a podcast.
Right. That's for us to hash all that stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah. So there was this intro for the results show. I just want to make a quick note about Simon saying that he was going to draw a cat in reference to John's act, and I was just thinking, like, that would have been more impressive if he knew that he was going to draw a cat. So I don't know. I feel like Simon is too easily charmed, but that's just another random complaint from me, I guess. So
Yeah.
let's go through the results.
Okay. So again, they did the dunk and save.
Mm-hmm.
Deadly Games, Hara, and Lori Mae Hernandez. America got to vote on those during the results show. Then they brought Musicality and Dorothy Williams forward.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And Musicality gets the nod to go on to the next round.
Wow.
Yeah.
Earth-shattering.
Yeah, I know. That's like putting the 1 seed against the 16 seed.
So this was you had your set of acts that you wanted to go through. So this
Yes.
was one of them?
This was one of them. I actually got of the 7 acts, I got 6 of the 7 right.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, Musicality was not one of mine. I think I voted for one more person than did go through, but yeah, so that's a shame for me already, but certainly better than Dorothy Williams.
Yes. The next group is Jana Brown and Laura Breton.
Oh.
Yes.
It's a competitive night, so I'm gonna say it's probably not both of them. Is it Laura?
Both of them did go through.
Oh. Okay, those two I wanted them both to go through, but they were both at the bottom of my list. But that's good. Cool.
Yep. Then we had Outlaws and Daniel Joyner.
I don't think either of them are going to go through.
Yeah, so if your previous group, both of them went through. This group, neither of them went through.
Okay. That's poor Daniel.
Yeah. Then we had Sila Sveta, Tapeface, and John Dornbos.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah.
I hope in my heart that it is Tapeface, and I feel like it will be.
It is Tapeface.
Oh, thank God.
It is also John Dornbos.
Oh, a twosie.
A twosie.
I don't know if they've ever done that before.
Then we have our last group. So that's now 5 of the 7.
Okay.
And then, so we come to our dunk and save.
I voted for Deadly Games in this. I actually got the notification while I was on the go. So, yeah, I really wanted them to go through.
Okay, so in the voting, Lori Mae Hernandez gets it in America's vote.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it comes down to Deadly Games and Hara amongst the judges. For the judges, it went Heidi chose Deadly Games.
Okay. I like Heidi.
Mel B chose Hara.
Okay.
Simon chose Deadly Games.
Ooh.
Howie chose Hara.
Oh.
So now we have a tie. And Howie took forever. And Nick's like, come on, we got to go. We got to end the show. Come on, you got to make a pick. And Howie of course, Howie can't figure out what he wants to do. So it then comes down again to voting, like to how America voted.
Yeah.
So Deadly Games won in the tiebreaker.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So the one that I did not have, I had Hara going through instead of Lori Mae Hernandez.
Okay, that was a reasonable pick.
Yeah, I was for sure that Hara would go through, but when I saw that they were kind of that middle ground, you know, Lori Mae Hernandez then got her followers on board.
Yeah. Well, all right. That was a good first week, I think.
It is a good first week. Now I've been reading on the Reddit, and a lot of people are saying the next couple weeks are also pretty stacked. But
Cool.
my thinking is, all 3 weeks should be stacked. At this point, we should be getting the best groups, and
Yeah.
there's going to be people going home that we don't want to go home. So I've got next week's list. If we want to talk about that,
Please.
okay. So we have Callista Bevier,
Okay. I'm not
Flip,
too psyched. Flip. Great. Cool.
Flip, yep. Katie Lynn Robertson,
That's good.
Moya Angela,
Okay. So.
Ryan Stock, and Amber Lynn.
Oh, prepare for the cringe.
We get Sal back.
Oh man, it's been so long since we've seen Sal.
I know. I can't wait to see Sal.
Even though he was one of the most recent Golden Buzzers, I liked him so much it feels like forever.
Yeah. We get Sophie Dossie,
Cool, I love her.
Sos and Victoria.
Quick change?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we get Rubik's Cube, Stephen Brundage.
Oh, it's gonna be good to see him back in action.
Yes. And I hope he can do a little bit better than John Dornbos did.
Yeah.
The Clairvoyants.
Oh, nice. We just saw them.
Yes, we did. And the next group as well, Throw Wings
Cool.
and Victor,
Victor is who?
the juggler, Victor Key.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty good night.
Yeah, it
Which
does.
which night do you think is the best, including week 1?
Well, right now, week 2. Let's go over week 3 since we
Okay.
can see who's left. So what's left is
There's only 3, right?
only 3 weeks. Yes.
Okay.
Ala and Danielle,
I don't know who that is.
the mother son group.
Okay.
Blake Vogt.
Drawing a blank on this one.
It says a magician.
Okay. It'd be good to see a magician again. I guess I wish I
Yeah.
could remember him.
Brian Justin Crum.
Oh, the Blake is the kid, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, all
Let me pull him up real quick.
Well, it'll be great to see Brian again. I think he'll do a lot better than Daniel did. I couldn't help but draw that comparison since Daniel also did a Queen song.
No, Blake is kind of a young kid. His last name is spelled Vogt. If you want to look it up, he's not a
Okay.
kid, but a young guy.
We only saw this guy for 1 round, right? I think
I
so.
I think so. Yeah, he's actually been on Penn and Teller's magic show before.
Okay, well, that should be good to see him again. I'm excited for
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Then Brian Justin Crum.
Nice.
Then Edgar.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen them in forever. It feels like.
Yeah, we saw him in the second round
Yeah,
in judges cuts. Yeah.
I think they were on
Uh,
night 1. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, and then we have Grace Vanderwall.
Cool. We really haven't seen her in forever.
No, we have not. Then Julia Scotti,
Nice.
Caden Bart Rocket. That's the kid magician.
Oh, okay.
Lincoln Bridge,
Cool.
Malivo.
I don't know who they are.
They're kind of the group that it's a bunch of guys with long hair from Venezuela,
Oh yeah.
and they beat drums and have the bolos that they spin around.
Are you excited for them?
They're okay. I saw them at not them, but a group similar to them at a theme park up here, and I was really impressed by it in person. I'm not really impressed by these guys.
Okay. Yeah, it probably doesn't translate to TV well.
No, and they pretty much only have one act.
Yeah.
There's not much more they can do. Then we have Ronnie Martin
Okay.
and the Passing Zone.
Nice. I like them.
I like them too. And then Velo Vahir.
Yes. Does he do juggling or
He does not. He's more of an acrobat. He kind of walks on his hands and hangs by his teeth and that type of stuff.
Okay.
So as of the 3 weeks, I think week 2 is probably the strongest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for that too. It's going to be a great show, and not too long from now. Sorry, everyone, for the late release of this episode. Um, but thanks for coming on and discussing this again. It's good to have you on board.
I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun.
And thanks to everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.